Hi guys, so if you have read the title of this video, then you already know what it's going to be about. I am going to be explaining why I quit teaching, my reasons behind it, and what I am doing next. So if you want to listen, keep on watching. For those of you who might not know, my name is Kaylee. I currently teach first grade in Florida. I live on the Space Coast of Florida, so the East Coast. And for those of you who might not know, this was my 5th year teaching, and I have decided that I am not going to return to the classroom anymore. And there's a lot of reasons why, so let me kind of backtrack it from my first year. So my first year of teaching experience, I was in the Panhandle of Florida. I taught 2nd grade, and I really liked it, and I really liked 2nd grade a lot, and I learned a lot in that journey. I kind of just followed along with my mentors and the people at the school that helped me the most. I kind of felt like my first year was a whirlwind, and I learned how to work with parents. I learned how to, manage a class and just do all the things that first year teachers do. And it was overwhelming, but I had a really good team and they had it down pat, and so I just kind of went along with what they did. After the first year, I moved down to the Space Coast. My husband and I got married and we moved down here, and whenever I moved down here, I was blown away with how many schools are in our county. Our district has a ton of schools, and so applying for jobs was very stressful because I had to not only make sure that the school that I was going to work at wasn't too far from where we were living, but also that it wasn't like a terrible school. So I had a couple interviews, and the first one I did not pass it. I went through with the interview. They just didn't want me for that position, which I'm totally fine with. And then my second interview that I was hired, and I was teaching at a school that was about 30 minutes from where I lived, which really wasn't that bad because I just wanted a job and I took it, and it was a first grade position. So that was my first year in first grade, and I feel like moving to a different area and going and teaching a new grade level, they were younger, it was a lot harder for me, and my first year really wasn't that bad. And I enjoyed it, and I love my team, and I love the school I worked at. My administration was awesome, and they helped me with a lot of things. So that was year 2. Year 3 was, I want to say, the point where I had enough. Years 1 and years 2, year 1 and year 2, I feel like were my beginning years. I loved everything like classroom organization, classroom decor, like all of that, all the cutesy things. Like I wanted to do that, and I did for the most part. And I had an amazing team and that supported me and helped me in any way I needed. And in all of my years I've had that. I've never really had a team that was just absolutely terrible. So fast forward to my 3rd year. My 3rd year I was in first grade again, and I had a student who had very, very, very severe behavior problems. Keep in mind, I was in a classroom of about 18 students, and it was a great start of the school year. I felt like I was, in my element. I'd already taught first grade before. I kind of knew what to expect all throughout the year because I had experienced it the previous year. Well, the student was placed in my class in January. He was actually in my teammate's class, and the parent requested a new classroom, so he came with me. And when he came to me, there was a lot of issues, and to the point where I would have to leave my classroom and my kids would have to leave my classroom, and we would have to go to my teammates' classroom or go outside. Administration would be called into the room, and they would stay in there for an hour while my other kids, were either in my teammates' room with me, or we were outside, taking a break from everything. And it really opened my eyes to how student behaviors can really affect other kids. And I did not like it. I did not like having to leave my room. I did not like having to teach while the child crawled on the floor, while he made noises, while he was rocking, while he was banging, while he was hitting desks, and at one point running around with scissors in his hands. We had to evacuate during that. I mean, it was a lot of extreme behaviors, and yes, he was on a behavior plan, and yes, we had a counselor, and we did all these things, but the student was still with me, and he stayed with me all year long, and the behaviors did not get any better. Even at one point, I was hit in the eye with a fidget spinner, and I just remember getting hit and being like, no, like, this is not what teaching is supposed to be. This is not what I signed up for. This is not how it should be. So that year was really a hard year for me. Also, we had just moved into our new house that year, so my commute extended to an extra 15 minutes. So it's 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back every single day. And that was a lot. Some people like long commutes, but I am not one of them. I'm perfectly fine with a 15 to 20 minute at the max commute, and that is about it. So I decided at the end of the year that I needed to transfer. So the way our district does it, we can transfer, we put in for application, the district moves us, you go through the interview process again. So I went through the interview process, and I got hired on as a second grade teacher at a school not too far from where I live, about 15 minutes away when you add traffic. And I was so excited because the moment I had left the interview, they offered me the job. And I was like, okay, God, like, this is what I need to do. I'm in second grade. Like, it's at a school that's not too far. And I just was so excited because I was in second grade again. I really liked the independence of second graders, and just excited about my new journey. So my teammates from my old school helped me move into my new school. And so we moved all my stuff in there. I have a whole vlog series of where I was decorating my room, and I was super excited about a new fresh start at a new school with hopefully no behavior problems. So I got into that school. I loved my team. They were amazing. And after the first week, we do 6-day count. And after my first week, I did not have enough students in my classroom. So what we do in the state of Florida, I don't know if it's the same in every single district or if it's just ours, but I know that we did it back home too, so it might be a statewide thing. So what we do is something called 6-day count. 6-day count is after the 6th day of school, they take attendance from all the classes, and they kind of assess on whether they need more teachers, or they have too many teachers, or if they can put a class, collapse a class, distribute it between other classrooms, or make a new class if there's too many kids. So it was on a Wednesday or Thursday of that week, and I got called into the office, which heart drops to the floor. And my administration tells me that I'm not going to teach second grade. And I said, okay, am I going to, go to another position at the school? And they told me no. They told me that I would have to go to a different school, and that the district had placed me based on where I lived at the school that I work at now. And it was a first grade position. And keep in mind, I had just gotten rid of all my first grade stuff because I was just trying to get rid of stuff. and I got rid of all my first grade stuff, was ready for second grade, rocking and rolling with second grade, and I was going to go to a different school and teach first grade. And they told me, oh, by the way, you need to have all your stuff moved by the weekend. That was like on a Thursday. So I cried, and my administration, I mean, I held it together for the most part, but it really hurt my feelings. It made me feel not wanted, not valued, not cherished, and it hurt really bad. I did not know that that was a thing. And I was like, first I had this behavior problem the previous year. Then I moved to a new school, get so excited, and they tell me I have to move within a weekend to a school I don't even know where it's at. Had no clue where the school was. And it just was a lot. So I had to, the next day, I wasn't allowed to say anything to my students until administration came in. So administration came in and told the kids, like, hey, you're not going to be with Miss Shoup anymore. You're going to actually be with the other second grade teachers. We're going to split you guys up. And that was really, really hard. It was really hard saying goodbye to those kids because, I mean, even though I'd only been with them for a week, like, I built relationships with them. Like, we all got along. Like, we had a community. And it was just really hard to say goodbye. And it really hurt my feelings that, you know, it was like that, but there was nothing I could do. So that's what it was. And so that weekend, my old teammates from my first school in the district I work at now helped me move again into my new classroom. And my husband helped me move into the classroom I'm at now. So I got into my new classroom and I ended up loving my administration. They were so amazing, are so amazing. They're still amazing people. And I just got in and I didn't have to teach the first week of transition. The first week I was just able to get my room ready, try to figure out how that team worked, what they did, what they didn't do, and just try to find my way in it all. And that year was very stressful. So that was my, that was my fourth year. And it was a very stressful year because I had to learn so much in a short amount of time. Every school is different, every grade level. I mean, you might be still teaching the same grade level, but how they do things or the type of systems they use are different. And so I had to completely learn a new thing, and it was very overwhelming for months. And I just felt so stressed out. And at the time, rewinding back to like my third year when I had that very bad behavior problem, I started praying and asking God, like, God, if I need to get out of this, like, show me a way out. I need to find a way out because I cannot handle it. Like, I would come home every single day and be so upset on the way home from work. I would just cry because it just was way too much. I felt like it wasn't fair for me and it wasn't fair for my kids to go through what we had to go through with behaviors, and the simple fact of there was nothing that I could do. There was absolutely nothing I could do about it, and I tried everything I could, and it just broke my heart that that's how it is, and it didn't feel right. So that pushed me, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. So then I transferred, and I was so happy and so excited about transferring, and then I had to move within a weekend, and that made me frustrated and aggravated and stressed. And the amount of stress that I went through, I feel like just got a hold of me. I let stress and anxiety and everything that comes with, unfortunately, being a teacher just get to me and get under my skin. So that year wasn't bad. The fourth year, it was a lot of new things and trying to adjust. My team is amazing. I got really close with two of my teammates. They are still some of my most favorite people in the whole world. And my administration was so helpful and so gracious with the transition and everything going on. It just was a lot of change. So fast forward to year 5. This is my 5th year, and I didn't have any behavior problems last year in year 4, but in year 5 I did. And that's when it kind of hit me. I would come home, I would be upset, I would be anxious, I would cry, I would have all of these emotions because of one student. And I know that's not fair to say it was that one student's fault. It wasn't just that student's fault or the other student's fault. It was all of this stress that is put on teachers. You know, there's jokes and there's memes and a bunch of things about how it's completely normal for teachers to have all these millions of things to do, and you know, this kid's being bad and this kid's doing this and this and this and this and this, and we're just supposed to suck it up and get over it and do our job. And you know what? Like, that's not right. That's not what teaching should be like. Teaching should not be, you know, juggling all of these kids and their emotions and their behaviors and not getting a whole lot of support. You get support, but it takes a long time, and it's just not how it should be, and it did not feel right. So my husband had been telling me since I had that one behavior problem in year 3 that I need to get out. And I said, no, I don't need to get out yet. Don't need to get out yet. It's not my time. It's not my time. Because I wanted to make a difference in these kids' lives. Because that is the hardest thing about leaving. Not being with the kids. And as an educator, you make a huge difference on these kids' lives. And while I love my students, I love them so much, and I will do anything for them, anything. It is not healthy to be in a job where you're upset every day, you don't want to go, you don't even want to get out of bed in the mornings. It's not healthy. And when that kid started having those behavior issues, and I was going through the same stuff I went through in year 3, I was like, I gotta get out. And so it kind of all worked out. God definitely has his hand in everything. And we became debt free, and my husband has a really great job, and I'm able to stay home. And I know God has his hand in all of this, because if I would have quit on year 3, we wouldn't have been able to do what we're doing. I wouldn't be able to stay home and do what I'm doing if God didn't have his hand in all this, and if God didn't speak to me and tell me that it's time. Because I prayed and I prayed and I prayed for God just to open the door if need be, or close it. And he closed the door. He told me to wait. Year 4, I was praying and praying, and he told me to just wait. It's not time. And I did. And it's time. After having behavior problems this year with a student, and just all of the stress that goes along with teaching, it's not just meetings. It's not just students. It's not just parents. It's everything. And it is not healthy to say that, well, that's just teaching. No, that's not how it should be. We should be able to reach our students without feeling stressed out about test scores, different things like that. We should be able to enjoy our students without being stressed out about a schedule within the day and making sure we hit all these specific areas. Not saying that a schedule is bad by any means, it's not. We should be able to have fun with our kids. We should be able to make connections. We should not be their parents. That's not our job. Our job as educators is not to be their parents. And I think that is the biggest takeaway from all of this, is that I am not those children's parents. They are my responsibility as far as how they are doing educationally, but everything else, it's up to the parents. And I feel like that's the problem. That, you know, we are just told to do all these things, and we're doing things that normally the parents do. And it's just the broken system that we're in. But I don't want to go down a super big rabbit hole trail thing, but I just wanted to be honest with you guys and say that I'm quitting. I put in my resignation, and it feels nice. It's like a weight is lifted off my shoulders. It sucks that we are dealing with the coronavirus right now, and I'm not able to see my kids. And I hope that, you know, at some point I can get a hold of them all and we can all hang out. But yeah, I'm done. I'm not teaching next year. I'm actually doing VIP Kid. I am teaching VIP Kid. I'm doing as many hours as I can during the week, and then that's it. I'm not having to go to meetings. I'm not having to stress out about all the things that go along with teaching, and it makes me very happy. Yeah, I might go into the classroom and help my teammates. I might substitute. I don't know what I don't know. But I do know I'm out. And I do know that I'm happy to be out. Because no one deserves to be in a job where you're that unhappy and where you're that stressed out and where you don't even want to crawl out of bed in the morning. You have a chance. It might not be something you want to do, but you have a chance to get out. So if you are in any job where you are just super, super unhappy, get out. Get out. Don't stay in it for a long time. Because you know what? If I would have stayed into teaching, I would have still given it my all. I'm still giving it my all right now, knowing that I am not going to be there next year. I'm doing everything I possibly can for my kids. And you can still have a job and give your all while still trying to figure out the next thing. Jobs are not going to give you happiness. I know that only God can give you happiness. But if it is messing with your mental health, if it's making you so upset that you are doing things that you shouldn't be doing, that are leading you to unhealthy habits along the way, then you need to get out. Okay, my memory card ran out of memory. So like I was saying, if you're unhappy, then you need to get out. And I do want to say that I believe that my reason for quitting is not because of my administration. I love my administration, the people I work for right now. They are amazing, and they do everything in their power that they can. It's just, unfortunately, that is how the school system is, and there's really not a whole lot we can do. So I just wanted to say that, like, my administration, I feel like, is the best administration I have ever had personally, and it was really, really hard to tell them that I was quitting, but they completely understand. This is just how it is nowadays, and I just want to say thank you for those who have watched my videos since I've started. And I feel like when you look at my videos from the past and then you look at my recent vlogs, which haven't really been a whole lot of teaching related stuff, you can kind of tell that I'm just over it, that teaching is hard, and any job is going to be hard, and that doesn't mean you should quit every single job that is hard. But like I said, I believe that once it starts messing with your mental health and you are sad and you're not depressed, but kind of, I mean, you don't want to go to work, then you need to get out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting out. I'm quitting. And yes, like I said, I'm still going to try to find ways to impact children, because I love kids and I want to help them along the way. But I do want to say thank you for your support during this time. With that being said, there's going to be a lot of new content on my channel. I will be doing more day in the life videos, you know, more like what I eat in the days and stuff like that. It will have some things of VIP Kid in it, but it's not going to be the same. And I'm sorry if you came to this channel and you wanted to see teaching vlogs and the life of a teacher. I will still be a teacher. I'll be teaching for a VIP kid, but it's going to be different. And I'm sorry if you came here for that, because you probably aren't going to see it anymore. So, but anyways, thank you guys so much for your support during these past couple of years. I've been on and off with YouTube, but I am saying from here on out, I am going to be very consistent, and I plan on uploading at least once a week. I really like day in the life videos. If there's any types of videos you want me to put out, please let me know. I have some VIP Kid stuff if you want me to put anything out about VIP Kid. I'm still very new to the company. I actually haven't taught my first class yet. I am waiting on something to get approved, and hopefully I will be starting that soon. But thank you guys so much for your support and for your love, and just for all that you do. I love creating videos. I love interacting with you guys. I haven't been the best at it because I've just let teaching hold me back, and now I'm not. So thank you guys for all of your love and support, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.